One of the nation's largest parental rights advocacy groups, Moms for Liberty, is now listed as an anti-government extremist group by the Southern Poverty Law Center, the social justice organization founded shortly after the civil rights era.
Yeah, and the extremist designation ranks these mothers alongside far-right extremist groups like Oath Keepers. So Stephanie Haynes joins us now live to explain. So Stephanie, how did this come about?
Well, Kelly and Adrienne, this is not just a moms group. Moms for Liberty has more than 100,000 members across more than 270 chapters all over the United States. And this is not the only parents group that has made the Southern Poverty Law Center's list of anti-government extremists. But they may be considered one of the more prominent groups because Moms for Liberty is set to host former President Donald Trump and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis at a summit later this month. Among the more than 700 anti-government extremist groups recorded in 2022, the Southern Poverty Law Center has now added Moms for Liberty to the list. Writing in its annual report, the group is, quote, an anti-student inclusion movement that targets any inclusive curriculum that contains discussions of race, discrimination, and LGBTQ identities. The SPLC defining anti-government groups are part of the anti-democratic hard-right movement. They believe the federal government is tyrannical.
Our mission statement is to unify, educate, and empower all parents to stand up for their children and stand up for what's best for the future of America.
Moms for Liberty began during the COVID-19 pandemic. It was founded by two former Florida school board members, Tiffany Justice and Tina Discovich. She spoke on NewsNation's Morning in America last week.
We are definitely a conservative organization, but we have all types of moms with all types of children in our organization. We have chapter leaders that are part of all political parties.
The group supports several politicians, including Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who endorsed at least one of its members in a local school board race. According to the SPLC report, Moms for Liberty endorsed 270 school board candidates nationwide last year and secured majorities on 17 boards.
We're in a place now where the wall between the fringes and the mainstream has come down, and you will see this continuing kind of back and forth about who gets designated as an anti-government extremist.
In response to the SPLC report, Moms for Liberty released a statement reading in part, quote, name-calling parents who want to be part of their child's education as hate groups or bigoted just further exposes what this battle is all about. Who fundamentally gets to decide what is taught to our kids in school? Parents or government employees? Now, that professor you heard from just a moment ago says that Moms for Liberty can actually try to appeal that listing. And Kelly and Adrienne, there's one point we want to make very clear. The Southern Poverty Law Center has listed Moms for Liberty as an anti-government extremist group, not a hate group. That is an entirely separate list that the Southern Poverty Law Center has. So we want to make sure that that distinction is clear. Kelly and Adrienne.
All right, Stephanie, thank you so much. Definitely a hot button issue.
Well, a couple of things on this. One is, I think that we're going to have to take another look at who's determining what's extreme and what's not.
Yeah,
that's one thing. And the other thing is, this reminds me, because I had a woman reach out after our coverage of the parents who were protesting in Glendale, California, upset over their children's being taught about LGBTQ plus, sexual identity, gender, all that stuff. This woman wrote, thanks for saying exactly how I feel out loud this morning. Thanks for saying what so many parents feel they can't say for fear of being called a bigot. She says, I support LGBTQ+, my brother is gay, but I can still want to be able to have a discussion about my children's education without fear of being labeled as someone who doesn't support the movement. And I think that is what a lot of quiet, there was that term silent majority. Yeah. There are a lot of people who aren't going to participate in a survey. They're not going to go and protest and march with signs, but they are very, very disturbed by what they see happening in our country.
And I think the first step is not demonizing either side, to have a real conversation about what a solution can be.
Yeah, and that's what this woman is saying. She's like, I want to know how social issues get fixed. And there's a lot of talk about what the fix is and what's needed.
The majority of Americans are reasonable.
Yeah, and again, I think that they all really kind of think the same. They want us to get along. They want us to be nice. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.